This morning we are driving on the Icefields Parkway. We've heard this is one of the most beautiful drives ever. We've got high hopes and we're really excited to see it, and we're gonna get to go to the Columbian Icefield Adventure kind of at the end of it, and then we're heading into Jasper. So I've heard we're seeing some pretty good scenery and I can't wait to see it.
We're driving this road in July of 2023 during our 13-day road trip to the Canadian Rockies. We are doing this road trip with our 4 kids and both sets of parents. So this is basically the National Lampoon Griswold Canadian Vacation.
The Icefields Parkway begins at Lake Louise, which is our first stop. To get here, we are taking the park shuttle, which most people have to do due to its extreme popularity.
I'd seen pictures of Lake Louise and was expecting it to look like this, but it looked like this. At first I was disappointed, but then noticed that I had never seen so many international visitors in one place. Everyone was excited, taking pictures, and were happy to be there. So we decided to join in the fun.
We're at Lake Louise. Molly, have you ever seen anywhere prettier?
Nope.
All right, what do you guys think about Lake Louise?
It's very turquoise.
Very turquoise. Okay, what about you, Matt?
Oh man, it's so cool.
Our parents were on the shuttle behind us, so we just sat there for about an hour while we waited for them to arrive. A shuttle takes us to nearby Moraine Lake, which is equally beautiful. Just look at the color of that water. We climbed to the top of the rock pile, but my parents stayed behind and grabbed a bite to eat. 2 hot dogs and 2 drinks cost them $45.
Okay, we're on something called the rock pile right here, which is right next to Moraine Lake. Actually, when you climb all the way up to the top here, this gives you the best view of Moraine Lake in the background there. Ooh, look at that come into focus there. Just a beautiful blue lake, but tons of people here, as you can see. This is insanely popular and just gorgeous, gorgeous views. But the rock pile right here where we're standing on is the best views of Lake Moraine. All right, I'm still up here on the rock pile, and I just want to show you here. There's some little lodging behind me here. There's a little cafe that you can get some food if you're here. Notice all these interesting logs coming from the river, a little log jam there. And then this is where the shuttles drop you off right here. So when they drop you off, you're just right by the lake there. There is a trail that goes along the shore of the lake over there. And then of course there's the rock pile right here that you can walk up to. This is only a half a mile round trip to get to the rock trail, but there are a lot of stairs you got to go up. You got to climb a little bit to get up here. Once you get up here, a lot of people here, but you can still find some spots where you can take a picture.
And we were gonna pay for it, and that's
Your hot dog costs $48.50 for 2 hot dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, we had something, but we didn't. I violated my own rule today and I did not wear layers. The forecast said it was going to be sunshine, and now look at it. And we're kind of stuck here at the lake without proper attire.
The storm was crazy, but it ended up being a blessing in disguise. Suddenly the throng of people had cleared out, so I returned to the shoreline with our oldest son for some special mother-son time. He graduates this year, and I know our family vacations are numbered. We had Lake Louise virtually to ourselves and even got a special rainbow reward.
All right, now let's get back on the road. Lake Louise and Moraine Lake took pretty much a full day to see, and now we have an entire second day to drive the parkway from Banff to Jasper. I'm thinking it can't possibly get any better than Lake Louise and Moraine Lake, but I know there are several awesome things ahead of us, including our appointment to walk on an actual glacier. Bow Lake is quite possibly the most peaceful scene I've ever witnessed. The reflection in the water is absolutely picture perfect. The Bow Glacier sits high in the peaks, melting into the lake.
This is what makes the water here so turquoise. Glaciers grind the rock into a powder which empties into the lakes and rivers. It's called glacial silt, and it causes a certain reflection when the sun shines on it. We see the same thing here at Peyto Lake from the newly installed viewing deck. Notice how the sun really makes that turquoise pop.
Peyto Lake was named for a legendary early park explorer and employee, Bill Peyto, who looked like a real man's man and at one point had 2 pet mountain lions.
Really, really pretty lake, but what I didn't realize is how amazing the view of the valley would be, just that incredible U-shaped valley that we are about to go drive through right now.
You hear about berry season in Banff and Jasper, and it's usually July and August. And this is when the bears really have to fatten up. And one of the park employees was telling us that they have to eat 250,000 berries a day to put on that fat for winter. Now, I was lucky. I found some wild raspberries today. The bears left some for me. But they say that in the spring is when it's a little warmer and the bears will be around where people are. But by this time of year, they start kind of going into other places where the more berries are. But I was really excited to find some wild raspberries.
All right, now that we're back on the road, let's talk about the story behind the Icefields Parkway. Banff was essentially founded by the Canadian Pacific Railroad. The CPR made settlement and tourism in the Canadian Rockies possible in the late 1800s. A different rail line went through Jasper in the north, but they never built a rail line through the valley connecting the 2 cities and parks. Indigenous peoples had traveled through the valley for trading, and increasingly Europeans traveled into the valley for mountaineering on what was called the Wonder Trail. We have the Great Depression to thank for the original road. Canada put young men to work building a 144-mile single-track road through here. It took 600 men nearly 10 years of back-breaking labor. They only had 1 tractor per crew, so most of the work was done by hand. The valley was used for training during World War II, and the road received a big upgrade after the war. That's when 2 brothers started taking people in a machine onto a glacier.
Okay, you can see people walking up the road to get to the White Glacier there, and then you can see people up on the glacier.
This is going up Glacier?
Getting ready to head up to the glacier right now.
Floor is 40 out there on the ice, where you'll be standing.
I've never been on a road this steep before in my life.
To our left-hand side, you'll
Crispy.
Crazy woman.
Hey, this is great. This is cool.
A wow moment.
After the glacier, they dropped us off at the Skywalk.
I am here on the Icefield Skywalk, just this big walkway with this glass bottom below. And it's very cool because you can see the river flowing along beside it, and then there's waterfalls coming down. And then I'm not sure how far down this is, but I bet you it's at least 1,000 feet. It's a lot. This is really kind of a unique experience.
Scared the holy heck out of me.
If you want to see more of this memorable experience on the glacier and the Skywalk, check out our other video, which we'll link to in the description.
This drive continually surprised us with new amazing things around every corner. Sunwapta Falls elegantly flows around a small island before roaring over the ledge. While Athabasca Falls colorfully tumbles off the ledge, creating a gorge spanned by a bridge.
We've arrived in Jasper, thankful we got to share such incredible scenery and experiences with our loved ones.
Okay, Matt, what'd you finally get?
Waffles. We had a long day on the Icefields Parkway. Drove into Jasper, drove first thing, had to get some dinner, so we went with the breakfast food, which is good because all the other places had long lines.
Tomorrow we're exploring Jasper National Park. Come join us for our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and until next time, go west, young traveler.